The Truth Girls.
Hi everyone. So a child fell into a gorilla enclosure at a zoo and was being kind of manhandled by the gorilla, and unfortunately they had to kill the gorilla, Harambe. There's been a lot of outcry against this by the public. You know, chances are that Harambe was a really nice gorilla and he had good intentions. But let's be realistic. If it was your child that fell into the gorilla enclosure and was being dragged around like a rag doll, perhaps by a nice gorilla, but nonetheless, is there one person among you who would say, wait, let's just wait and see what he's going to do? Or, you know, let's shoot him with the tranquilizer gun. I mean, I know there's a chance that he might get really agitated and kill my child, but let's wait and see. I'm pretty sure that if it was your kid, you would know that the priority was to get your kid out of there and to make sure that your kid doesn't die. You know, the way that kid was being dragged around, his head bumped on the rocks, even if the gorilla had super good intentions, the child could have easily been killed. So there's a petition up now, Justice for Harambe. Naturally, people feel like they need to blame someone for this tragedy. So, like, blame the parents. I mean, how could they have let their kid get in there? Yeah, I know, how could this happen? I have like the most hyperactive kid with ASD and he has never like been in any kind of serious accident or nothing. I mean, I watch him like a hawk. But, you know, sometimes things happen. It takes only one moment of inattention for a child to drown in a pool or get hit by a car, so fall into a gorilla cage. It could happen. It was just a bad situation. There could not have been a good result. I mean, it was either you take a big chance with the kid or, unfortunately, you shoot the gorilla. Okay, but what I find really weird, though, is, do you guys remember a few years ago there was this thing, the Wildlands Project? Everybody was all up in arms about it because they were trying to re-wild a lot of parts of the US. There would be a lot of areas that would be restricted, no human access. Some would have restricted access, and then there would be like the areas where you could go, which were very small. And people were saying like, oh, these are, you know, nature lovers who put nature over humans and human rights. And there was also the whole thing about the Georgia Guidestones, reduced the population to, what was it, 500 million, in perpetual harmony with nature, leave room for nature, remember? Oddly enough, just a few years later, it seems to me like the tables have turned. And the same people that were saying, nature lovers, Illuminati agenda, Agenda 21, that you place the value of plants and animals above human life to the point where you would choose them over humans, that those same people are now saying like animals have equal rights to people and that it would be okay to leave a child in mortal peril because you don't want to kill a gorilla. Does anyone else notice this, that like somehow the tide has really turned and like the same people who before were decrying this rewilding agenda are now kind of promoting it? I just think that whatever the agenda is, they always have very sneaky ways of getting people on board. And I see something going on now where people are more and more placing animal rights at equal level to human rights, if you know what I'm saying. And I kind of wonder whether this isn't in the end like a part of an agenda to justify reducing the population and rewilding areas and controlling people. I know this sounds kind of really paranoid, but I just keep seeing these kind of things coming up, and I'm just wondering whether isn't this just part of the original agenda after all? Is it possible maybe they're pushing the green agenda without people even realizing it because they're sneaky like that? Let me know what you think. Thanks for giving me a thumbs up. Thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.